And we are live. College football championship edition of Wits and Wagers, also week 13. What's up, boys? Mr. Siciliano, first and foremost. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. How are you?
Same to you. A little bit under the weather, battling a cold, but that's life.
Mr.
Have a
Carson,
little brandy, sweater right on.
Mr. Carson Shear.
What's up, guys? Happy to be back. Hopefully, you all had a good Thanksgiving. Lots of good games this weekend. Let's rock and roll.
Mr. Joey Clams.
Get a pair of pants. This ain't a rodeo. Dress like I dress. And you carry your money in a wad. Put the bean always on the outside. How you doing? What do you hear? What do you say?
And last but not least, Mr. Kenneth Kirkpatrick.
Also good to be back. Also under the weather, so we're ready to roll. Let's have some fun tonight. We got college football and NFL. A nice little NFL slate this week, Kurt. But I think we should start with college football.
Yeah, let's go,
College
baby.
football
Let's
playoffs.
go.
Let's jump right into it, boys. I'll start first game the way I got it on my screen. So I'll start this one with Kurt. Pac-12 action, the championship game tomorrow night, Kurt. I got USC minus 2.5. These lines may have changed. I did these last night. So I'm going with last night's FanDuel lines. USC is a 2.5-point favorite, Kurt, over Utah.
Yeah, you know what? I listened to a couple podcasts today, and I'm sold. I'm changing it. I actually had one ticket in with USC, but you know what? No way. What do we always say on here? You're going to get the gimmick offense from Lincoln Riley. They're going to be running all over the field, throwing it 100 times, and their defense stinks. And what's Utah going to do? Line up and run right down their throat. Give me the 2 points, outright upset. Ohio State, even though you shouldn't, they'll be going to the playoff because they're going to get punched right in the mouth tomorrow night. I'm going Utah.
Carson.
I'm going to go the opposite of Kurt. I think USC, they realize what's on the line. They win and they're in Pac-12, and they want to get revenge because they lost to Utah earlier in the year. I think Caleb Williams, I think he's about to win the Heisman Trophy after this performance tomorrow. I like USC, and then they're going to be the last team in.
I'm with you, Carson. I'm going to take USC. Every time I go Utah, I guess wrong in these big games. So I'm going to go USC. Caleb Williams looks like the Heisman front runner, in my opinion. So give me USC. Joey Clamps.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Utes plus the 2.5, and I would buy it up to 3. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow or later on today. I'll see. You give this coach played the same team a second time in a year, and he's a really good coach. They're like Kurt was saying, they're going to run the ball. The only thing is, Utah, they got to hold on to the ball and not turn it over for them to win this game. If they can win the turnover battle, they'll win this game. Give me the Utes.
Kenny, real quick, big dog, 1470 with his Michigan logo, nice and smiling, saying, give me Utah. He's taking Utah too.
Hey, big dog.
Not big dog. Congrats on Michigan over there. Sis, how about you? Where are you going in this one?
USC easy. The quarterback's the difference.
Pac-12, we got 4 versus 1. Kurt being the odd man out there with Utah. So let's move on to the Big 12.
Wait, Clams got Utah too.
I'm sorry, Clams has Utah as well. So we're going to go 3-2 in favor of
That's why this guy bets
USC.
on the wrong horse all the time.
Yep. There we go. Big 12 action, Carson, Saturday afternoon to start the day off. Undefeated TCU is laying 2.5 in this championship game over Kansas State.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think TCU's guaranteed to be in. They're still undefeated, regardless of if they lose this game. I still think they're in the top 4. I think Kansas State is going to make a statement to try to get into a better bowl game. I like them in the upset, Kansas State.
Let's go Joey Clams next.
Yeah, give me the Purple Cats, Kansas State. Give me them plus the points.
Sis.
Carson nailed it. TCU's in either way, win or lose.
Kurt.
I actually heard this one, and I would love to get your opinions on this today. They were saying, because just what Carson said, that, besides a blowout, they should be in. They said, could you see TCU kind of like run the ball? Like, let's just not get blown out in this game.
Yeah.
Just, give it up a little bit. I would do a Joey Clams here. I would take it +3, but I would go K-State too.
The odd man out here. I'm rolling TCU. You can't go into this game saying we're in, win or lose.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't do it. It's a Big 12. You're not the SEC. You're not the Big 10. You're the Big 12. There's only 10 teams in that conference. Okay. You look at TCU's schedule. It's okay. It's not strong. You look at their schedule. I got to go into this game thinking I got to win to be in. So I'm going to take TCU in this one. And get into the championship undefeated, go into the playoffs undefeated. A couple undercard games. I'll start this one with Joey Clam, the MAC championship, Joe. Toledo and the Ohio Bobcats. I got Toledo laying 1.5 in this one, Joe.
Both quarterbacks might be out of this game. They're going to both go with backups. Give me the favorite there, minus the 1.5. This line's going to go up. This line's going to go up to 3 because the other quarterback is in the boot. That this might even be an under game. They're going to probably play this game not to make a mistake, or even though I know the Max defense is a sieve, but give me Toledo.
I'm going to go to Sis next. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go with whatever Sis goes with, because Sis watched these games on Tuesday night when I'm at work on Tuesday night. So he's probably got some nice inside information on this game. Toledo, Ohio. Sis, Toledo's a 1.5-point favorite.
If you're looking for information out of me, it'll cost you money. That's number one. Number two, I like Ohio in this game with the points.
There's my pick, Kurt. Boys, I'm going Ohio with Sis. Kurt.
Big Dog's going. Big Dog is saying, holy Toledo, the Rockets are going to win. I'm going with them. I know both quarterbacks, like Clams, the same, but I think the Ohio, it's going to hurt a little more without that quarterback, so I will take Toledo as the slight favorite.
And Carson, wrap up the MAC championship.
Yeah, give me the underdog in the points. I like the Bobcats. I feel like they're playing for more. Toledo seems to be in the MAC almost every year. Ohio, I think, has more to play for, so give me the Bobcats.
Next one on there is going to be the Sun Belt Championship, another undercard. Coastal Carolina, last year's darlings, came on to the scene, and the Troy Trojans. Sis, I got the Troy Trojans laying 8.5 in this one.
Coastal, I like Coastal, but after watching them get destroyed last week, there's no way I'm taking them against Troy. Give me Troy.
Troy's got a real good defense, plus they're saying they don't know if McCall, who's obviously the big key for Coastal, they're saying they don't know if he's going to be able to play, and even if he does play, he's not going to be able to run as much as he does, so his game's going to be hampered. Big Dog saying Troy for sure. I'm taking Troy also.
Carson.
Yeah, I like Troy as well. I think their defense is going to play. Give me Troy.
And Clams?
Yeah, that's a big damage for that quarterback not being there. And if he does play, he ain't going to be the same. Give me the men of Troy. Give me Trojans.
I'm going to sweep the board here with Troy. I hope I'm wrong. My buddy is a Coastal Carolina alumni, but I think losing Grayson McCall really hurt that team. I'm going to take Troy here and win by double digits. Back to the big boys. Back to Mr. Valenti leading off the SEC championship. A little watered down now since LSU got upset by A&M. We got LSU, Kurt, and Georgia. Georgia, I believe the line changed, Kurt. If anybody can update this line, I got it at 18.5.
I'll double
I believe
check.
I believe it jumped.
By the way, Jim Virtue is saying hello, guys. So what's going on, Jim?
How you doing, Jimmy?
I'll tell you in 1 second, sis. Kenny, I'm sorry. It went to 17.5.
Okay, welcome, Ryan, to the show. We did a few college games so far, so welcome.
It's one of those days.
Kenny.
Ryan, you got a bad echo right now. Is that you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to mute Ryan.
Okay.
You might have to reset, Ryan. You're really loud.
Okay. Kenny, Big Dog is saying LSU with the upset. I'm going opposite. Daniels, I'm not sure. Daniels was in a boot last week, the quarterback, so if he doesn't play, that's even going to be worse. But even if he does play, I mean, listen, LSU's had a nice season, but they're not going to beat Georgia. Georgia's not going to play around. Georgia's just going to blow this team out. Again, how are they going to score on Georgia? I don't see it. I'm going to take later points.
I gotta ask you though, don't you have your theory here with K-State and TCU? Isn't Georgia in? Are they gonna really play super hard in this game?
Yeah, but the only difference though is it's Georgia, and don't compare
Right. Okay.
TCU
No,
to Georgia.
I'm not. No,
Georgia's
I'm not doing
backups. Georgia's
I'm just
backups would
asking
beat
you.
TCU by a touchdown. So no.
that. Okay. I'm just asking what your theory is. If your theory follows with this game, that's all. I'm gonna take Georgia as well. I think LSU lost their starch last week. I think that's gonna continue in this game, and I think it's gonna be a huge blowout. So I'm gonna take Georgia as well. Carson.
Yeah, I could see Georgia sit their starters in the second half. I think LSU covers, but Georgia wins the game.
Clams.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion in this game. I don't like it, but I mean, just give me for the show. I'll take the points.
And Sis.
Yeah, Carson nailed it. Georgia wins, but they don't cover.
All right, Kurt, I'm going to try with Ryan again.
Okay.
Why don't you introduce him this time? Maybe he'll have better luck.
Ryan, can you hear us?
Fine.
Kurt, I don't know, Kurt. That's. Are you getting that feedback that I'm
I
getting?
do hear him. Yeah, Ryan, you hear us?
Fine.
All right, Ryan might have to call me, Kenny, if he wants.
Give Kurt a call, Ryan. We're getting bad feedback. All right.
Yeah, he might have to call me, and I'll do it that way. Okay.
I'll keep him on mute so he's still on TV.
Oh,
Mountain
real quick,
West.
our good Kenny, real quick, our good friend David Slade. He's saying LSU in the points. There's no pressure on LSU. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
What's up, Dave? I want to plug Dave's seasoning and blends out there. Good friend of ours, Dave Slade. Check out, for holidays, check out Willow Blends and Seasonings. Great stuff. I can highly recommend that, and I will be ordering some real soon from Dave as well.
Nice.
Okay, we do have Ryan on the phone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
All right, cool.
If you could just take off the volume, though, Ryan, from from us, just stay on the phone. You can take off from the show. You'll just hear us through the phone.
Got it.
All right, here we go.
All right, Carson,
Charlie Brown's
Mountain.
speech.
Carson, Mountain West action. Fresno State Bulldogs versus the Boise State Broncos. I got Boise State laying 3.5 in this one.
Yeah, I think Boise State's been the better team this season. I like them in this game. Give me the blue turf field, Boise State.
Joey Clams.
I'm going with the Bulldogs. I'm going with Aaron Judge's Fresno State Bulldogs. I think they're going to win the game outright.
I'll go with you, Joe. I'm going to take the upset here. I'll take Fresno State. Sis.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say to David Slade, I know it's been a lot of years. We're keeping your daughter in our prayers. And,
Yes,
God bless
absolutely,
him.
sis.
God
Great.
bless him.
Yes, absolutely.
In this game, this is a tough game. I'm going to take Fresno State here.
Let's go to Ryan, Kurt, on the phone.
Ryan, I think Kenny said for you to go Boise or Fresno.
Okay. Boise or Fresno State?
Yeah.
Okay. So I apologize. I'm still getting my stuff up here. But if I remember correctly, I think I took Boise State in that one, liking them as the favorite over in the home field advantage with the better record.
Kurt, wrap it up.
Kenny, by the way, David's saying thank you, Kenny, for that little talking about his seasoning. I'm going to go with Clams and Sis with, Fresno. I listened to the Bear and Stanford Steve line. They're very high on the quarterback, Hayner, from Fresno State. And he's a good player. He didn't play first time when Boise beat him. I'm going to take with you guys. I'm going to take the upset, and I'm going to go Fresno.
Got 3 more, guys.
Kenny, you're off on the mute, though. Your mic is muted.
My bad.
Okay.
3 more championship games. We'll get through these pretty quick. AAC action, Joe. Central Florida versus Tulane. Tulane, I believe it's their first time in this championship game, and they're laying 3.5, Joe.
Yeah, I think the quarterback for UCF, I don't think he's going to be playing. So give me the Green Wave.
Joey, I'm with you. I mean, this Green Wave team knows how to run the ball. They got some running back over there. Watch out for this kid in the NFL. I'm going to take Tulane and lay the 3.5. I think this is going to be a big win and one of the easier ones of the weekend.
If you're going to bet it, get off that hook. No, you extra fish. Is the hook any good? No, get off the hook.
I'll take Tulane in this game.
I'm going to go to Ryan on the phone. I'm
Ryan,
going to go to Ryan on the phone.
Tulane UCF.
I'm going to take the cover. I think that UCF wins outright.
Kurt.
I'm with Ryan. I'm going to take my old boy, Gus Malzahn. I like, especially like Clam said, the 3.5. Listen, that's open for that backdoor cover. You know UCF's going to score points. I'll take UCF.
Carson, break the tie.
Yeah, I'm with Kurt and Ryan. I like UCF here as well.
Fair enough. Actually, that is a tie, 3-3. Like the Garfield education, Kurt. I get odds, evens. It's even number there. All right, let's go to ACC action. I'm going to start with Sis. Clemson laying 7.5, Sis, to North Carolina.
Clemson's the better team, no doubt. Give me Clemson.
I'll go to Ryan next, Kurt.
This is Clemson versus UNC, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say, give me Clemson outright, and I think that I'll lay the points there.
Big dog's going Clemson also.
Kurt.
I'm going Clemson too. Again, listen, Kenny, you called it last week with the upset, but they're still the more physical team. You know the defense will come to play, especially after the loss. I'll take Clemson.
You know what? This is ACC versus ACC, so I am going to take Clemson because I do believe they are the best team in the ACC. So I will take Clemson laying the points here in the championship game. And let's move on to Carson.
Yeah, I like this as an outright upset. Clemson has been streaky all year long. I just think they're a little overrated. UNC, I think, they're playing for more. Give me the Tar Heels in the upset.
Nice. Got Carson with an upset here. And Joey Clamps.
Yeah, Drake May, he hasn't been playing good the last couple of weeks. Maybe this week he get it. I don't like Clemson at all. I'll take the 7 and the hook. I'll take 7.5 with the Tar Heels.
Last game, I'm going to start with Ryan, Kurt, the Big Ten. And the Purdue Boilermakers on the west side are playing the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan Wolverines laying 10.5. Ryan, I'm going to start with you.
That went up, didn't it?
Yeah, give it to me right now.
10.5. It's like 18.
Give it to me right now.
18.
16.5.
It was 10.5 yesterday.
No, it was 17.5.
16.
I must have looked at the wrong game. I apologize.
That's all right.
Big dog saying Michigan, of course. Ryan, what do you got? 16.5, Michigan, Purdue.
Michigan, lay the points.
Kurt.
Listen, what I saw last week was ultra impressive at Ohio State. I'm laying the points.
Carson.
Going Purdue only because they haven't been to a Big Ten championship in a while. Aiden O'Connell, he's possibly it will be his last season at Purdue. All-time passing leader. They got a couple nice receivers. I think Purdue's going to cover in the points here.
I'm with Carson. I'm going to take the points because Michigan's in no matter what. There's your theory, Kurt. They're in no matter what. And they just had that highly emotional game at Ohio State. How can you, even though it's the championship game, how do you get pumped up for this game knowing you're in the playoffs?
Big Dog is saying, real quick, Big Dog is saying, oh, because you hate us, just admit it. He's telling Carson.
Purdue will cover.
It's going to be a 2-touchdown win. I think 16.5 is too much. Clamps.
Hey, Kurt, I'm going to give you a tip on gambling. Don't bet what you seen last week. You got to forget about what you seen last week. But I could see Purdue's not even a good team. Michigan's going to beat them, but you know what? I don't like this game. But if I look for the back door, maybe Purdue slings it around at the end. And they come in the back door. And Kenny, when I worked in the office back in the day, I made a mistake like that. and it cost me almost $5,000 when like instead of 13 or something, I said 7. They pounded it on, and I got in trouble a little bit for that.
Well, I'm glad you guys corrected me, because at 10.5 I was taking Michigan, but 16.5 I'm taking Purdue. So, and Sis, wrap this one up.
Michigan's not playing games. Excuse me. Purdue's not going to be able to stay with this team. Michigan.
Fair enough. Anything else college football, guys? I think we wrapped up college football. We'll do best bets and upsets at the end of the show. Want to move right into the NFL?
Yeah.
We'll get as many of these games in as possible. We got about 30, 35 minutes, so I think we should be able to get to them all. So I'll start. First game, I'll start how it looks on my screen. And I'll start with Kurt. Tonight's game, Kurt. 8-3 Buffalo Bills traveling to the 6-5 Patriots. Playoff implications on the line in this game. Bills I got at -4.
Yeah, listen, it's still a low line, right? Because you would think it's Buffalo, New England. I mean, New England played a great game, just lost to Minnesota on Thanksgiving night. But, you know, I know that 4, again, I wouldn't bet 4. I would do it in a money line. But I think Buffalo will win. But just like Carson said, I think it's going to be just like that kind of game where it's in it the whole time. But I'm sorry, I'm not taking Mac Jones against a good team against Josh Allen. It's just that's where the mismatch is. I won't lay the 4, but I'll money line Buffalo with somebody tonight.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Kurt. I'll take Buffalo. I'm going to take the Patriots with the 4 points, but I think the Bills squeak out another close win here. I'll take the Patriots with the points. Bills money line.
Big dogs going Buffalo.
Carson.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to see what the money line was for Buffalo. I thought it'd be way less, like 1.2 to 1, but it's actually not bad. 1.5 to 1 for money line or the points. I would, like Kurt said, go more money line on Buffalo.
Joey Clams.
I already took the Patriots. It was 5.5 and it opened up. I brought it up to 6. This line went right down. It's down. You're using 4 over there. I see 3.5s out there. There's something wrong with Buffalo. They got a flu bug going through their locker room. They got injuries. They're playing 3 games in 12 days on the road. Give me the Patriots. They're wearing the red coat jerseys tonight.
Yes.
Kurt nailed it. Josh Allen over Mac. There's no contest. Bills.
We'll let Ryan wrap this one up, Kurt.
Yeah, no, I said yesterday on the other show, and I'm going to stick with it. I don't love this matchup right now. I don't love the way that Buffalo's been playing, and I do like the way the Patriots have been playing. I'm gonna go with the upset here, and I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Ryan's calling for the upset.
Hey, Kenny, one more thing. That's a home dog surface change, too.
Clams, are you calling for the upset tonight, Clams, or just the points?
No, just the points. I took them plus 5.5. This is the division home dog. You know what? Anything on the.
But I mean, who do you think wins the game, Clams? Buffalo?
I don't know, but I'll take the points.
Okay.
I don't know if they can win. I think they're a little banged up. They're not right now. Buffalo's not right now. They're still good, but they're not right now.
I'm going to give this next playoff matchup to Carson first. New York Jets 7-4 traveling to the Minnesota Vikings up in Carson's division. 9-2, Carson. Vikings are laying 3 in this one.
I'm going to go with the Jets and the points. The Jets defense has impressed me recently. Who knows what Mike White's going to be? He might be a one-hit wonder with his week last week, or he might continue. If he performs the way he does and on the road in Minnesota like he did against Chicago, he might be legit. But I'm going to go in the points and the Jets. They've been the surprising team for me this year.
Joey, I'll go to you next.
Yeah, you know what? Mike White's going to get into a situation this weekend where this defense for Minnesota is not good at all. So you might see, not as, like you seen last week with the Bears, but I could see them moving the ball on this team. And I think it's going to come down late. I could see this game, 23-20 late in the game. You know what? Jets defense is playing good. They'll get some pressure on Cousins. and we're going to try to shut down Jefferson every time there's a really good corner that he plays against. He gets shut down. So give me the Jets plus the points, and buy it up to 3.5 if you're going to bet it.
Sis.
Vikings.
We'll go to Ryan on the phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets to have a cover, but I'm gonna go with the Vikings outright. I'm very impressed with what the Jets have done, but this may be one of their bigger tests. And I think it's gonna be a Vikings win, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jets keep it within a point or two.
I'm going to go with Sis on the Vikings here. I think the Jets are going to not necessarily lay a complete egg, but I think the Vikings are going to play more of an A-style game here and win this one by a touchdown. Kurt.
Big dog's going Vikings, and I'm going to go Vikings. Like Sis said, the Jets again. The Jets can absolutely win this game. It doesn't matter if Mike White's the quarterback because they run the ball and they definitely play defense. So their defense will show up. But I just think Minnesota has a little too much firepower and at home. If this game was at MetLife, I'd take the Jets, but I'm going to take the Vikings. But in a close game.
And this game's at 1:00, and Cousins doesn't have to worry about being on national TV. So.
And another thing, Kenny, bad offensive lines don't travel, and that guy be blowing the horn, and it's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to watch the false starts.
Well, Joe, you segued right into my next game. Speaking about bad offensive lines, Joe, I'm going to give you this game first. Kurt's Denver Broncos traveling to the Baltimore Ravens, Joey. I got it at 8.5.
Wow. Listen, you know what? I'm gonna take the points because I hear Jamal. What's his name? He's not healthy. The quarterback for Baltimore. He's been sick for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I don't know if he was practicing today. And they're not scoring. And Denver's got a good defense. Maybe the Broncos get lucky. But I'm gonna take the 8.5. I think that's a lot of points.
You know what? I'm surprised, Kurt. I can't believe I'm saying I'm agreeing with Joey on this. The Ravens don't blow out many teams, and Lamar Jackson banged up. I think the Broncos will keep this within a touchdown. I'll take the 8.5 with the Broncos. Sis.
Two good defenses, too many points. Take the 8.5 points.
Ryan.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to lay the points with this one. I don't see a strong matchup here, especially in Baltimore. I think that this is going to be potentially an ugly one for Baltimore over Denver.
Sorry. Kurt, you get final word.
Yeah, final word is, listen, this team is a mess. We talked about it last night. And sooner or later, this is all I'm going to say. If this game gets ugly, they have to fire him on Monday because they're going home next week against Kansas City. And you talk about boo birds, they'll just boo Hackett and George Payton right out this building. So I'm going to take the points. They're not going to win the game. No way. No way, no how. But 8.5 points again. Still a top 3 defense. Baltimore doesn't score that much, so I'll take the points. But Baltimore will win the game.
A little stinker of a game on a pretty good weekend here. Pittsburgh Steelers, Sis, traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. Steelers are laying 1.5 on the road, Sis.
This might be the worst. Excuse me. This might be the worst game on the slate. I really don't like this game at all, but for the show, I'll take the Falcons.
Ryan.
Excuse me. Yeah, this is going to be an ugly one if you're a fan of any sort of offense whatsoever, I think. But the Falcons defense, I just think is going to be the weaker part of this game. I think it'll be a narrow win for Pittsburgh, so I'll lay the single point that I see here with Pittsburgh.
Sure.
You know what? I'm with Ryan on this because just like Sis said too, though, terrible game. But you know what? They play for Tomlin. You know, Watt's back. They run the ball. I know Harris is a little banged up, but they're going to play. They're going to compete. So they're getting points in this.
They're given 1.5.
They're given 1.5. I'll money line Pittsburgh.
Carson.
Yeah, I like the Falcons at home. Have been one of the better teams at covering the spread this year. Again, home dog, underdog. You can't ignore that. They're fighting for their division too, in that god awful division right now. They're still in the mix to possibly win it. So give me the Falcons.
Kenny, Big Dog saying sorry, but I have to go with the Ravens, and he's also taking the Falcons.
What's up, Big Dog? Big job. I'm going to take the Falcons with Carson. The reason is I watched the Falcons almost, and I say almost, they didn't do it, but they almost beat the Commanders last week in Washington. Now they come back home, and now you're asking Pittsburgh to win back-to-back road games. I'll take the Falcons here at home.
Guys, Laura Siciliano Virtue saying hi, guys.
How you doing, Laura?
Hey, Laura.
I tip my hat like a gentleman.
You're picking this one, Mr. Clams.
I took the Steelers +2. They were dogs when this line opened up at 1.5. I put it up to 2, and it flipped dog that day on Tuesday. It flipped. I'm on the Steelers.
Next game on the list. Carson's Detroit Lions are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars, Sis. Lions both teams are 4-7. Both they're kind of trending upwards. Lions are a 1-point favorite at home, Sis.
Trap game. Give me the Lions at home.
Ryan.
I've been in on them for a while now, and I ain't stopping now. This team just lost by a field goal to a team that a lot of people had pegged to win the AFC. I'm going Detroit, to cover the single point, and I think that they're going to win outright.
Kurt.
A couple things. Big Dog's picking Lions. Laura is saying thanks, Clams. Listen, if we talked about this last night with Russell Wilson, right, with quarterback fit, and if anybody who says it doesn't matter quarterback fit and quarterback, well, Mr. Peterson is there, not Mr. Urban Meyer anymore. And you know what? Here comes Trevor Lawrence, the next real thing, right? He's back. They said he's like the number 1 or 2 ranked quarterback in November was Trevor Lawrence. But listen, Carson, man, your guys play hard, and you know what? I think at home, I think it's to be a tough game, but I think they're going to win. You know, they're going to fight for 4 quarters, a little more firepower, and listen. Goff is shocking me a little bit. I'm going to take the Lions.
Carson, I'm with Kurt. I'm with Sis. I'm taking the Lions here. I watched them almost beat Buffalo, like everybody else almost watched them beat Buffalo, but I think you have one of the most underrated wide receivers in football, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, is a top 10 wide receiver in this league, and he doesn't get the recognition because he's on the Detroit Lions. And Jameson Williams is close, right? He's not ready to come back yet.
Yeah, he's supposed to play next week.
Okay. I'm still going to take the Lions here at home. If it was in Jacksonville, my mind would probably flip. But I'm going to take the home team here, Jacksonville, and pretty much a coin flip game, a 1-point spread. Did everybody go but Carson?
No, I didn't go yet.
Okay, Clams, you're up.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars have been playing really good, and they're a tough team. They're a physical team. They're tough in the trenches. It's going to be a battle with the offensive line for the Lions and the defensive front for the Jaguars. But like what Kurt was saying, the quarterback's playing good, and I already bet this game. I bought it up to 1.5 on Tuesday. So I'm on the Jaguars, and you know what? It's going to come down to a last minute. Give me the coach. Give me Peterson.
Kenny, real quick before we go to Carson, Jim's asking. We'll get to this. Not sure if you got there yet, but Cowboys Colts spreads 10.5. Are you still taking the under on this double-digit spread? So we'll answer that when we get to Cowboys Colts, Kenny. Okay, we haven't got to that yet.
Okay, well that's a little later, so I don't know if Jim's going to be with us. So I'll do that game next.
Okay,
I'll do that. We'll jump ahead to that game next. So Jim, we can.
And he's
answer that
asking, and are you taking the points with the Colts? So
we'll do that game right now. Carson, so let's get your thoughts on the game, and then we'll move on to the Colts Cowboys.
Yeah, it's mixed feelings. Obviously, close loss to the Bills last week. That game was going down to the wire. It kills me to say this because I've been trying to support the Lions and maybe go reverse psychology as I was talking to Kenny last week. So Joey hit it though. The Jaguars, they're a team on the rise. I think Trevor Lawrence and that team has a nice squad. Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk have great receivers. There's a lot of guys banged up on defense for the Lions. Penei Sewell, our right tackle, he's still questionable. I hate to say this, I'm gonna go to the Jaguars, but again, I hope I'm wrong because I love the Lions. But when money's involved, I just cannot bet on my team. I've been burned so many times in the past, so I'm gonna go the Jaguars.
And Big Dog saying I knew it.
Hope I'm wrong, Big Dog.
All right, Kurt. I'll start with you with the Colts Cowboys, Kurt. Well, we got the line at 10.5, like Jim just mentioned, and then you can start by answering his question as well.
You know what? It's a lot of points. I mean, right? They're playing in Dallas, but just like you said, a big game over the Giants on Thanksgiving, maybe a little letdown. Colts play hard for Jeff Saturday. Cowboys 100% win, but I'm going to take the points. I'll take the 10.5 points, but Dallas ultimately wins the game.
I'm going to agree with you, Kurt. I'll make mine short and sweet. I totally agree with you. I think it's more like a 9-10 point victory for the Cowboys on Sunday night. I think the Colts will play hard. Carson.
Yeah, a 10.5 I think is just a little bit too much, double digit. I do like the Colts. I think their run game, Jonathan Taylor, seems to be back. Thank God for fantasy managers out there. Cowboys defense is legit. Prime time. I think the Colts lose by 10, so that they get the cover. That half a point's going to be big.
Big Dog's taking Cowboys too.
Joey Clarence.
Yeah, how about them Cowboys? Down in Big D. Cowboys going to blow them out. The Colts can't stay on the field with them. They got no offense. They just got a running back. They're going to shut them down. This is a 31. They'll be lucky to score 13 points, 31-13 final. Give me the boys. The Cowgirls. Give me the Cowgirls.
I'll go to Sis.
Excuse me. Clams nailed it. This game's not even going to be close. It's going to get ugly. Dallas.
And I'm on the Cowboys already. I laid 10.
And Ryan, last word with the Cowboys Colts.
Yeah, I agree with what everyone's saying about them playing hard for Coach Saturday. Also, Dallas, according to what I have here, has got 3 key players on their defense questionable. So depending on what happens with Lawrence, Diggs, and Curse, they could be a little bit banged up on what's considered the premium side of the ball that they have. So I do think the Cowboys win this game, but I do not trust that 10.5 line at all. I'm taking the Colts for an easy cover.
So, Jim, I think, unfortunately, it's pretty much close to a 50-50 split here. I hope we can give you some insight there. I think the best bet, Jim, would be to just take the Cowboys to outright win this game. I think we're all in agreement that the Cowboys are going to win this game. I don't think anybody's calling for the upset of the Colts. The question is the point spread.
He's going to have to lay about $310 to win 100.
No, I know. You got to parlay it with somebody.
Yeah.
You parlay. Do one of Kurt's 12-team parlay specials. All right, guys. Let's back to this is another point.
Jim is saying I'm feeling a blowout.
He's feeling a blowout. Okay, that's fair. I mean, we're all right, either near that 10-point spread or a blowout. So. It's trending that way. Here's a good playoff implication games, boys. Ryan's Eagles are hosting the Tennessee Titans, so we'll allow him to go last and get the final word on this game. I'll start with Carson. Tennessee is getting 5.5.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. Tennessee Titans, I think, are being overlooked in the AFC. Derrick Henry, they're going to run the ball to him 25 to 30 times. Tannehill, he's not great, but he's not bad either. Eagles are going to win, but Titans are going to cover. Give me the Titans.
Joey Clamps.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Titans in this game. I see a lot of holes in the Eagles team. The only thing is the Tennessee coach. I mean, everybody praises him. Last week he kicked a field goal. You still had to come down and score a touchdown anyway. You should have went with it, and he never got the ball back. But give me Tennessee plus the points in a close game.
Sis, Tennessee getting 5.5.
Eagles.
I'm with Sis. I'm taking the Eagles here. Tennessee is just it's Derrick Henry or bust. I couldn't name 5 other guys on the Tennessee Titan team, so give me the Eagles. Big at home in this one, and like I was telling you, Kurt, or somebody yesterday on the show, Tennessee is 7-4, and they pretty much got their division wrapped up. They're not playing for home field advantage. The Eagles are. So the Eagles are going to keep pushing forward, and I think they're going to get
No,
the
they
big
are
win.
playing for home field advantage if it comes down to tiebreaker with the other division, say with the AFC.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the
true.
North, you know?
Yeah,
This is
that's
the
true.
NFL. This is
right.
the big boys. This is the big boys. This ain't the college. This is the
I'm
men's.
still
You
still
play
going
to
to take the better division. I'm going to take the Eagles, and I hope I'm wrong because you know me, I'm a Giants fan, so I hope I'm wrong. But the Eagles show me too much. I'm going to take the Eagles. Did everybody go but Ryan?
I didn't go.
I didn't. You didn't go. Go ahead, Kurt.
Big Dog is saying Titans will run away with it. Eagles money line would be my play. I wouldn't lay points, but if I had to, I would just be so afraid to take only 6 points, because now just say the Eagles are up by either 3 points or 7 or 3 or 3 or whatever 4. And now it's the problem is Hurts can go 80 any play, they can strike. And if they do, now the Titans can't run the ball, and your money's going to lay on Ryan Tannehill throwing to those misfits receivers. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Go ahead, Ryan.
You're laying the points, right?
Laying the points.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mentioned this yesterday. The one thing that concerns me with this game is they've got one of the top running backs in football in Derrick Henry, and I have seen way too much inconsistency from the Eagles' rush defense recently. They have to go in to practice this week, and they have to remember the Titans. They are going to be a dominant rushing force in the beginning of the game if you don't get on them early. I do think Philly wins, and I do think that they can lay the points with a 5.5, but I'm not 100% confident in that because I know what Tennessee can do rushing wise if Philly's not crisp in that defense early.
That's good, Captain. Good hand.
I'm gonna skip a couple games. If we got time for these games, I'll do them later. The games I'm gonna skip are the Browns, Texans, Seahawks, Rams, and Chargers, Raiders right now. Okay, we'll see. I'm sorry, Packers, Bears. I'm sorry. I'm gonna Chargers, Raiders. I'll leave up there. I'm gonna skip the Packers, Bears right now. We'll probably have time, but just in case we don't have time, those games are gonna get skipped right now. I'm gonna move on to the Sis and my New York Giants hosting the Washington Commanders. I'll go first real quick, and I'll let Sis go last. I'm gonna take the upset Giants getting 2.5. I think they got back on winning track. They play very well against the Commanders. Even those bad Giant teams for the last 3-4 years had Washington's number. They split every year. I think it's a home victory for each team. I'm going to take the Giants getting the 2.5 at home. Carson.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kenny. I like the Giants a lot here. I think they're going to play Commanders again. They're on the brink of kind of being the last team to make the wild card. I think the Giants step up big, though. I think your defense gets it done.
Joey.
Yeah, Heineke's 11-1 against the spread his last 12, and he's 5-0 this year. But you know what? This is a home dog surface change in the division. You know what? This is the Giants. This is their season right here. They lose this game, they might not even win another game the rest of the season. Give me Big Blue. Buy it up to 3. I'll take 2.5 for the show, but buy it up to 3 with the field goal.
Ryan.
So I'm going to take, just on the virtue of what I've seen out of Washington's defense and knowing some of the limitations that Jones does have, I'm going to take the Commanders. Whether I'd lay the points, I'm a little skeptical of. I might just go with the money line because I'm not sure it's going to be a big win. But we'll see how that goes. I think that the Commanders do win this game, though.
Kurt.
Must win, absolutely must win for the Giants. Just like Joey Clam said, the Giants aren't going to be favorite in any game going forward, and they might not win a game if they don't win this game. But sorry, better weapons, better quarterback. Close game, but I'm going to take Washington.
Sis, final word.
Giants have to beat this team at least once. They have to beat the Eagles at least once. If they don't beat each one of those teams one time, I don't see them having a shot of doing anything. Really don't like this game. This is going to be a lot tougher physical game than people might see. But for the show, I'll take the Giants laying the points.
This is old school back at Washington and Giants.
You got that right.
With the old man Willington, Mara, and Cook, when they had a big fight in the bar. They were drinking scotch, and they had a big fight in the bar about 30 years ago.
Arguably, what I think is going to be the best game of the week, and I'll start with Kurt. Miami Dolphins, Kurt, 8-3, traveling to the San Francisco 49ers. Kurt, 49ers are laying 3.5 in this one.
Yeah, I disagree with you on one thing. I absolutely love this game. You're going to take a physical defense.
I said this is the game of the week.
Oh, okay. But I don't believe it's going to be a game. I don't believe it's going to be a good game. I just,
okay.
You got the best defense in football against the finesse Miami Dolphins. Tua's not playing in Florida this week. He's not going to, run around. And here comes San Fran's going to just line up and say, here we go, Miami. We're going to run it 40 times, and then Garoppolo could throw it to wide open guys. But this defense shuts Miami down. And, here's where, again, people start looking in Miami Super Bowl. Now, well, listen, and win this game, and you'll impress people. But I don't think it's going to happen. San Fran wins it easily this week.
I'll go to Carson.
Yeah, Kurt made a great point. I think the 49ers defense is going to slow down Tua. You think the last 4 games for the Dolphins, they've beaten the Texans, the Browns, the Bears, and my Lions. So he's gone up against pretty bad defenses on all 4 of those teams recently. He's going to get a juggernaut with the 49ers. I like the 49ers in this game. It's going to be a gritty run the ball and slow down the tempo of the game. Give me the 49ers.
Big dogs on the Niners too, Kenny.
Joey, your thoughts in this game?
Yeah, it's going to be some bad weather, some rain up there, up in the wine and cheese people up in San Francisco. And Miami's, I think they're missing their left tackle. Is his name Armstead? That's going to be a problem with the pass rush. They're going to have a problem. But Tua's record is really good. He wins a lot, but this is going to be tough coming from the South, going all the way to the North Pacific. 49ers roll here. That's one of my games.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I'm going to take the Dolphins. Dolphins last 4 games, the Rams without Stafford. The Chargers, we all know that they didn't have Keenan Allen or Mike Williams when they played the Chargers. Arizona without Kyler Murray, and New Orleans with Andy Dalton quarterbacking. Give me the Dolphins in this game. Outright upset. And Tyreek Hill has a monster game, so I totally disagree with Kurt that this game's going to be a blowout. I'm taking the Dolphins. Sis.
This could turn into a woodshed. San Francisco's defense is extremely, extremely tough. And as they move forward, I really don't think San Francisco is going to make a lot of noise in the playoffs like a lot of people do. But I don't. But they'll win this game.
Ryan, we got you.
Yeah, sorry, there was a glitch in the connection here. So I'm going to say almost the exact opposite of what I heard from, I believe it was Carson. I'm looking at who the 49ers have beaten. They beat the Seahawks. They beat a regressed Rams team twice. They beat the Panthers, the Chargers, a Cardinals team that may end up firing their coach soon, and the Saints they scored 13 on. I'm not seeing why everyone is all over. Their defense has been great, but I'm not seeing why everyone on the whole is all over this 49ers team. And they're saying Philly hasn't played anyone. I think that San Francisco's had a much easier schedule, honestly. I think that there's a more proven sense of what the Dolphins have been able to match up against and do well against than there is for the 49ers. So I'm going to take a narrow win by the Dolphins, cover and upset win.
All right, I'm going
Hey,
to do
just one more thing. The 49ers haven't gave up a point in the second half in the last 3 games. And they're just playing who's on their schedule like everybody else.
That's a fair point. Guys, I'm going to do 2 more games so we can get our best bets and upsets in, okay? The first one I'm going to do is Joey wanted this game on there. The Chargers, Carson, are laying 1.5 on the road at Las Vegas.
Yeah, give me the Raider Nation at home. Their fans are crazy. They're going to rile them up. Raiders, they are Josh Jacobs, boy, they should be excited about him. He's been a hell of a stud this season. Give me the Raiders at home.
I'm 100% with you, Carson. I think the Raiders are getting momentum and not sold on this Charger team like I was at the beginning of the year. I had high hopes for them, but I'm not seeing it. If they didn't go for 2, there was a good chance they weren't even going to beat Arizona last week. I'll take the Raiders here at home, getting their 3rd win in a row and moving a little further ahead of the Broncos for the basement in the AFC West. Joe.
Yeah, I'm on this game. I took the Raiders plus 2.5. It was 2 before, and I brought it up to the half. I like the Raiders to win outright. The Chargers are so banged up. They got a lot of injuries on everywhere on the field. Everywhere they got injuries. The offensive line, the defensive line, the secondary. Yeah, give me the Raiders. Just win, baby. Commitment to excellence.
Sis.
Kurt knows this. The fraud slayer was all over the Chargers. As soon as they started losing, he hopped off the Chargers. I'll take the Raiders.
I did. I admitted it. I was all over them at the beginning of the year. I did. I'm calling Chargers frauds right now.
He's a bridge jumper, folks. A bridge jumper.
Really banged up. They're banged up bad, you know.
Joey's sticking up for him. I'm not. Ryan.
The Chargers might be the most confusing team in the NFL to me right now because they've beaten, they've narrowly lost to both the 49ers and the Chiefs, and then barely beat the Cardinals and the Falcons, and the Broncos for that matter. So I don't really know what to make of the Chargers right now. But looking at, I think both teams are a little bit banged up due to injury. At this point, I think I might just end up having to go with who I trust more with the ball in their hands late in the 4th quarter. And right now, to me, that's Derek Carr.
And Kurt.
Mr. Siciliano, I'm going to make you laugh in a second, just like you made me laugh with that, but I'm going to get back to you in a second. It's going to be about the Giants, but Mr. Kirkpatrick just said, worrying about my Broncos in the basement. Does Mr. Kirkpatrick realize at 4 o'clock on Sunday, his New York Football Giants could be in the basement after a 7-2 start? And if that happens, you know what song, sis? We put it on one of our mixes in the old days. It went something like this. Slip sliding away, and here they go down. So, Mr.
He does a lot of talk for a guy whose team is 3-8 with a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Wait a minute,
with a Hall of Fame quarterback,
guys. Wait a minute.
Ask him who his Hall of Fame quarterback.
Let me explain something to you because I'll say this one more time. If you win a division at 8-7 or win a division at 14-1. No difference. If you're in last place at 3-14, or you're in last place at 8 and 9, the numbers. If you go 7-2 and you finish in last place, Mr. Kirkpatrick, that show I want you coming on.
I don't want to debate this all night, but I'll throw one last argument out there. There is one difference. There is one difference. If we finish 8-9, we're still going to pick ahead of the Broncos because the Broncos gave their pick away.
That's okay. And they'll pick.
That's slip sliding away. That's slip sliding away, right, Clams? That's slip sliding away.
Snap.
All joking aside. All right. Let's get the last game in, Kurt. Well, Chargers, Raiders. Who you picking?
I got the Raiders.
Excuse me.
Laura's saying at least my team is not a horse with no name.
Yeah, I love it. There we go. Last game I'm going to pick, guys, and then we'll do the best bets and upsets. I'll start with Carson. Kansas City Chiefs, Carson, laying 2.5 on the road in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals in the points. I like him at home. Mixon's supposed to be back this week. Chiefs defense is still kind of scaring me. It's just gonna be. I like the over a lot in this game, but I'm gonna go Bengals in the points.
Clamps.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the home dog here. This is a surface change. Buy it up to 3. Give me the bungalows.
Sis.
By the way, Big Dog is saying, didn't the Lions beat the Giants in New York?
Oh, this jab.
That didn't happen to Mr. Kirkpatrick. That he's illusioned that
Hey,
one.
no, not at all. Everybody had everybody doesn't realize the Lions almost beat the Bills, right, last week?
They didn't. They beat you in your house.
All right. Anyway, go ahead, sis. Sorry.
If the Bengals are going to make a run, excuse me, in the playoffs, I want to see what they do against this team, because in my opinion, this team will be in the Super Bowl. So we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs and lay the points. I think that they have a much better defense than does Cincinnati, and I think that they're healthier right now than Cincinnati is. I think there's a few guys who are questionable going into this weekend. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win outright and lay the points.
Kurt.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals at home. What's the spread? 2.5?
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna take it more than 3. But I'm with I forgot a couple of people. I think Carson and Clamstock. I'm gonna take the Bengals.
Go up to 3.5.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Chiefs here. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Everybody seems to be jumping on this Bengal thing, but Bengals' number one weapon still hurt. That's Jamar Chase. Chiefs' number one weapon, Travis Kelce, is healthy. So that's going to be the difference maker right there, stopping Travis Kelce. And I'm going to take the Chiefs, laying the points on the road. Andy Reid over Zach Taylor, another intangible right there. Give me Andy Reid, 10 out of 10.
He busted him up twice last year.
Chase is due back, boys. Don't forget that.
We will see. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Kurt, I'll start with you. Your best bet and upset of the week.
My best bet again is anytime you're going to get a physical defense and a team that's going to pound the ball against the finesse offense. I've seen it for many years, so I am going to take the 49ers against the soft Dolphin offense. 49ers hold them to like 17 points, win 30-17 and just pound them, and everybody starts saying, okay, the Dolphins aren't going to be anywhere in the AFC. So I'll take that one, and my upset of the Bengals. I like the Bengals at home. Chase is back, like Sis said. Mixon, if he comes. If not, P-Wine might even be a better back because they'll pound Kansas City. I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Carson.
Yeah, for college, I like Kansas State to cover against TCU. Upset would be North Carolina over Clemson. And then in the NFL, best bet is the Titans to cover. And then upset, like Kurt said, Bengals over Chiefs.
And I'm sorry, Kenny, I didn't do college. My point, Sis, you'll like this one too. Don't think twice. Just lay the 16.5 with Georgia. Don't worry about Brian Kelly, Daniels, Joe Burrow. Don't even worry about that. They're just gonna run. That's gonna be like 42-6. They're just gonna blow them out. So take Georgia.
Joey Clams.
College outright winner. Give me the dog, Fresno State, the Bulldogs. That's for college. And in the pros, I'm on the 49ers. That's my best bet. I'm also on Cowboys, Steelers, and the Jags.
Joe, I'm going to double dip with you at Fresno State as my upset pick in college. My best bet is Tulane in college. My upset in college, and I might have to have a little fun little wager with Mr. Valenti. I'm taking the Dolphins as my upset of the week. And my best bet is going to be, I'm going to double dip. I'm going to take the 3.5 with the Dolphins. Sis.
Before I give you my pick, we do these picks every week. And for the last month now, who's in first place? We don't even keep score with this.
Well, somebody can do it because I can't. Somebody wants to take charge.
All right. I didn't say you. I was just curious
No,
about
I'm saying,
that.
defending myself and everybody else. You got to go back 5 shows.
5 shows. You got to go back 5 years. Anyway,
It's a lot of work. I'll say that much. It's a lot of work.
I only pick one. I'm taking USC as my best bet. Excuse me.
Ryan.
So my upset of the week, I'm gonna go back to what I said tonight's game. I think that the Patriots go over Buffalo, and I think that my best bet of the week. Pardon me. I'm sorry to do this to Kurt, but I'm gonna take Baltimore against Denver.
Closing thoughts?
Let's go. I'm good.
Go ahead, Kurt. You run it.
I'll run it. I'll go first. Kenny, I'll just make a side little bet with you right here. 49ers, Dolphins. This is all I want. When the 49ers win this Sunday, next Sunday, you have to go out and buy breakfast for Mr. Siciliano and serve him breakfast.
I'll gladly buy these
okay.
Sicilian breakfast, but I'm going to add a bonus to this bet because I don't like this, and I know you don't like this. The loser of this game has to eat tuna fish on the air.
No. I'm not putting tuna fish. You owe me. You owe me the Rocky Mountain balls or whatever. You haven't even done that yet with the Tennessee game.
I'll eat them when I come.
Tuna fish on this game. No, I'll do a little fun.
You're so confident the 49ers and your Kyle Shanahan's going to win.
No.
Put tuna fish on the line.
I'm not winding up in the hospital for that. No. We'll do a little breakfast bet. I'll send you something. I'll send
Weasels
you
out of everything.
I'll send you North Jersey raviolis. But if
Weasels
you
out
lose,
of everything,
if
Clams.
you lose, you have to go buy Sis and serve Sis the following Sunday breakfast, anything he wants.
Oh, that's sweet.
Deal?
Weasels out of everything, Clams. Of course it's a deal. Of course. I don't
You'll get
weasel out of
raviolis
bets.
if the 49ers lose.
Better bottle of bourbon or something.
There you go.
Carson's still waiting for crumb cake from 2 years ago that we made a bet. So I'm not holding my breath on
By the way,
raviolis.
when are you going to do live these Rocky Mountain oysters? You said you're going to do this live.
Well, Jen's going to have to cook them, so I'm
No, you're not going to do it here. You're going to pass out here. We're going to have to rush you to the ER. I want you in Maryland. I don't want you in Jersey doing that. I want no responsibility of what happens to you.
Oh man!
Come on! All right,
He wants no responsibility, but he wants me to eat them. Well, he's not here, so he has no responsibility.
You're the person. You're the one that made the bet. Anyway, final thoughts. I'm pumped up for a good Saturday, Sunday. My football season's over anyway. I'm looking forward to 3:00 Sunday, St. John's, undefeated St. John's, Iowa State college basketball, and let's go get some good games. Let's go with Clams.
Yeah. Hey, Carson knows with college basketball, we've been on an 8-0 run. We hit last night with Butler in Indiana. We've been doing pretty good with the college hoops. Let's go get them this week. I gotta make some money. I got backdoored bad last week by Tampa Bay. Thank God the Chargers went for 2-1. Either I was gonna lose both bets. If he don't make that, I lose the over and I lose the Chargers on the money line. But I got it. And let's go. Let's beat the bookmakers. Let's go. Let's bust them.
Carson.
Go get that number. Go get the number, the right number. Lay off the hook.
There you go. I got 4 words, Kurt, for my final thoughts. Broncos country. Let's ride.
You see the new one? They're saying Broncos country, let's cry, is what they're saying now and then. Oh, God. Mr. Siciliano.
Yes, my closing thoughts will be enjoy the games over the weekend. I will make this statement on the show right now tonight. I'm done doing picks because it's a waste of time.
By the way, the person in charge of picks and standings is the person, if you look to your left, you will see him in your room.
Wow.
Exactly.
Right under the train.
Right under the train.
Right under the train.
So he could be doing standings while he's in the basement with me come 4:00 on Sunday. Mr. Ryan Scoops.
All right. So, like I said, I think it's going to be another great weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, particularly in the NCAA. it's been a terrible season for my Tide, but hopefully they can finish strong.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick, the final word.
Let's see. He's where he makes his mistake. He gives me the final word every week.
Yeah.
There you go. Go get him, Ken.
Next week's standings: Clams 15-1, Kurt 3-14, Carson 15-1.
By the way, he just
Kenny,
added.
15-1.
He gave me 17 games. And
Yep,
you
I did. I gave you an extra one.
You gave me an extra
3-13.
game.
Okay, Ryan, you'll be 15-1 too. Sis, I'll make you 14-2, but Kurt, you're 3-14.
Oh, thank you.
You want to weasel out a tuna fish? That's your record next week.
There you go.
There's 6 of us on the show. You guys can do standings all you want. It's a lot of work. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. It's a lot of work.
Well,
Go on and watch.
You're the one that took care of it in the beginning.
I took care of it at the beginning, but you know.
But what?
But there's other people that can do it as well.
You know what it is, Sis?
Kurt has me doing agendas every week. Kurt has me doing Wednesday's agenda.
Sis, he's like a head coach. A little problem. I'm not coaching you anymore. You that's what he is. You coach yourself.
Yeah.
You take it. Don't worry. Not me.
Nobody wants to take
it.
As soon as the bus pulls over, he's the first one off.
We're all going to go rob the candy store like Clam says. The cops come. Not me. Not those guys. Not me. That's Kenny. Not me. He's smiling, but he knows it. Look,
I'm smiling because you want me.
A little bit. You gotta
I'm smiling because Sis knows every Monday I start getting the phone calls from Kurt. What's the show look like?
You want to be the head key, man. You got to do it. Don't do it. That's it. You want to be showstopper.
Get him, Sis.
That's the problem. Everybody says Kenny wants to be the head guy. Kenny doesn't want to be the head guy. There's no Kenny head guy.
Guys, for Christmas, can we all buy Kenny shirts? I'm the head guy.
Right. Like in Goodfellas.
Yeah. We love you, Kenny.
Hey, but you know what? The people in the audience want to hear the picks anyway, even if you don't keep the standings like Laura.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, you guys do the picks for the people.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Boys. Great week. We'll see everybody next week.